There are more women than ever in federal parliament right now, but does that mean we have true equality?
Our network political editor Ashleigh Raper speaks to former ministers who still think there's a long way to go and are doing their bit to boost female representation.
I will not be lectured about sexism and misogyny by this man.
Bullied to the point she just can't take it anymore.
Fix the witch! Fix the witch!
Red evokes power, passion, fashion.
Our government wasn't listening to us, so we've changed the government.
Isn't it amazing?
Do you think your time would have been easier or better had you been a white male?
I'm very glad I wasn't a white male.
Would it have been better? I think that it would have been easier in some ways to be able to get entry points into the things that I wanted to do. But at the end of the day, it was up to me.
Two women, different parties, both former cabinet ministers.
When you think about the cabinet that I was in, which was the last Labor government, you had Penny Wong, you have Tanya Plibersek, Michelle Rowland, and a whole range of other people. Formidable women and incredibly experienced.
When I was sitting around the cabinet table, yes, I was listened to. There were absolutely no issues about that at all. So, yes, I do think I was listened to, but that doesn't mean that I don't think that there should be changes to the way that various parties actually conduct themselves in relation to women, and that includes making sure that more women are being pre-selected into winnable seats.
Karen Andrews was the Home Affairs Minister in the Morrison Coalition government. Linda Burney, the Indigenous Affairs Minister in the first term of the Albanese government. They bowed out of politics earlier this year at the election. Now they're teaming up as a force to boost female representation.
Do you think that there are still barriers for women and for women of colour in politics?
Well, clearly there are. I don't think there are so many barriers these days on the government side, the Labor side. But obviously, the interminable discussion that the coalition has had about women being pre-selected, women being elected to the parliament, I think they've still got a long way to go.
This new parliament has been celebrated by Labor for having more women than men in the House of Representatives, with 50 being elected to the government ranks. The Liberals have just 6.
Look, I think it's very sad, and I think that it's all well and good to say, well, those individuals who have come into the party new, won their pre-selections, that's fine. It then goes back to the party to say, well, are you committed to making sure that there are more women in the party? If so, what are you actively doing about it? Because quite frankly, crossing your fingers and hoping it's going to change has been an unsuccessful strategy in the past, and it's not going to make a difference in the future.
Since the disastrous election result for the Liberals, quotas are again up for discussion. But it's been met with fierce resistance by some in the party.
What I've seen over the years in politics is that you now have the Labor Party, where it has had quotas for some time now, and you've actually effectively got equality of men and women.
Now, obviously the numbers are very good for Labor. Do you put that all down to quotas?
I don't put it all down to quotas, but I have to say that quotas have been very influential in terms of where we've got. Remember that this is not a new discussion for Labor. It's a 30-year discussion.
Quotas are not a leg up for women. They are actually about stabilising or equalising the playing field for all candidates. And that's an important thing that sometimes gets missed with quotas, I think.
Licia Heath is the CEO of Women for Election, a non-partisan organisation aimed at getting more women elected at all levels of government. It offers training to help women run for office. Now she's put together an advisory panel, which Linda Burney and Karen Andrews are part of.
And there's some real tailwinds behind women running and also for more culturally diverse people running as well. So We don't know if that tailwind's going to be with us forever, but it is certainly here now.
Linda Burney has a unique perspective to offer as the first Indigenous woman to be elected to the New South Wales Parliament and then the House of Representatives when she made the switch to federal parliament.
It makes you a trailblazer.
So they say.
Since leaving Canberra, Karen Andrews is observing something that didn't happen in her 15 years there. The Liberals have their first female leader federally, Susan Lee, who was already facing internal undermining of her position.
She should be given the opportunity to succeed. I think she's got a tough road ahead of her. I think it's going to be a long and difficult time for the coalition to get back into a competitive position. But if they continue to fight amongst themselves, they are never going to get there.
And as both these former politicians prepare for the first meeting of the advisory panel tomorrow, it's perhaps unsurprising they have different views on when true equality in federal politics can be achieved.
I think it's probably going to be the best part of 50 years before we turn it around. But that means even more important, it's even more important for us to take every single step that we can now to start addressing that imbalance.
Do you think you'll see it in your lifetime?
I do.
So you're hopeful?
I am very hopeful.
Ashleigh Raper reporting there. Still to come on 10 News Plus.